guys, it's FPR Geek here and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are reviewing the 2007 Ballon d'Or winning Kaka. So as you can see on the screen, here is Kaka. He's 6'1", he's got high medium work rates, he's right footed with the 5-star skill moves and the 4-star weak foot, which is really nice. As you can see there, I did play 7 games with him, scored 6 goals and got 2 assists. So yeah, it's not a bad return from Kaka. The player details, you can only play cam, which I find quite strange. Literally, that's the only position you can play him in. It's very similar to, well, the same as FPR, which is kind of annoying for squad building, but yeah, there's a lot of formations that you can have the cam position, so it's not too much of an issue. Going into his attributes now, so he's got really nice pace, 90 acceleration, which I think acceleration is more important than sprint speed this year, so I'm glad it's, this pace split rather than the other way around. He's got 82 attack positioning, which is really nice, 88 vision, 81 crossing, 86 short passing, 89 agility, 91 ball control, 92 dribbling, so his dribbling stats are insane, 81 stamina is quite nice, and then 71 strength, which is quite nice in game as well. Felt like that might have been a little bit more. And then obviously the icon profile, which is always really nice to look at. The player traits, finesse shot, flair, speed dribbler, playmaker, and technical dribbler, which are all very important stats. A bit annoying he doesn't have the outside of foot shot, but he does have the finesse shot, so can't complain. Anyway, let's get into the gameplay now. Okay guys, so getting into the clips now, as you can see, I did play 7 games with Kaka and I did score 6 goals and got 2 assists with him. I was again playing always the 4-2-3-1 formation. I did use the Deadeye chemistry style on him, which I found to be the best chemistry style because he's already got really nice pace, he's got really nice dribbling obviously. So yeah, those are the 2 ones I thought were the best chem style to use, just up those 2. Stats that were slightly lower than needed, bumping up. His best position I actually found him to be was striker. I feel like his build in the game, very similar to Son. It's quite like that taller, obviously 6'1", that stockier kind of build. But I think he quite suits that cam position. But obviously he can play there, it just depends on your play style. But I prefer my taller, bulkier players to be playing in striker, just so he can power through the defence, especially with his pace and his very decent strength. So going into his pros now, obviously his pace is going to be one of his pros. Really quick in game. He probably didn't quite feel that 88 pace, but he definitely felt quick enough. Again, a very similar story to Son, Human Son. So yeah, I thought that was obviously going to be very good. His shooting was good. I'll get into why it's also a con a little bit later, but yeah, his shooting generally was really nice. But for Kaka, I think it was, sometimes his finishing was a little bit inconsistent. But yeah, overall his shooting was really nice, just for someone like Kaka, for his, the type of player caliber he is, you were going to expect a lot more, and I feel like he didn't do as good of a job as a lot of players I've used in this game, like Human Son was. Obviously his shooting is only 80 on this card. Yeah, what was his finishing? His finishing in game is 79, and it definitely did feel like that at times, and I think it might have something to do with his shot power as well. It's only 82, but yeah, overall it just felt kind of average in game. Probably did feel that 80 on his card. And getting into his next pro, which will probably be his passing. His passing was really nice in game. Definitely felt a lot better than that 83. I don't know if it's because I had the Deadeye chem style in it, but his passing felt really nice in game. It felt a bit like an 88. Just every time I passed the ball, I felt confident that it was going to make the pass. There's some players that just have that lower passing stat, and you're like, oh, I can see it in game. I know it's going to happen. Please just connect, and sometimes it just doesn't quite work out. But with Kaka, every time I made the pass, it did exactly what I wanted it to do, which is, obviously what you want to happen with one of your playmaking players. So, yeah, I thought his passing was really nice, which is why I still think you could, easily play him in cam and those wider positions. But I just feel like the type of player he is, he definitely suited that striker position a little bit more. But yeah, getting into his dribbling and his 5-star skill moves, they're both pros, obviously very high dribbling, so I don't need to speak too much about it. In game, he felt really nice on the ball, felt really responsive, might be to do with his high reactions, just as all of his dribbling stats are really high. The agility 89, I think his balance, yeah, the balance 81 was the thing that let him down a little bit, but overall he was really nice. I think that might have been to do with his build again. It probably didn't feel 90, but it definitely felt very nice. In game, I would probably give it, a mid-80s, probably 85 dribbling instead of that high 90s. There's obviously something that's really nice as well. 4-star weak foot, as I said in multiple videos, weak foot is so important in this year's FIFA. Yeah, going into his con now, which is only one, it's the inconsistent finishing. As I said, for someone of Kaka's caliber, you'd want, and the price he is as well, at 500,000 coins, you'd expect someone to have really consistent finishing. It was still really good, obviously don't get me wrong, it was really good finishing, it just wasn't, you know, that top tier that you can get from some other cards. Overall, give him a fun factor of 9 just because of his 5-star skill moves and his just really nice dribbling in game and everything. Just felt, you know, a really fun card to use in game, so that's why he'd be high there. Value for coins 7.5, just because obviously being 500,000 coins, that's, you know, that's a lot of coins to put into a player like Kaka. I think if I didn't have his loan, then I probably would not pick him up. There's definitely better options out there, but if you're a big fan of Kaka, then obviously going to be a fun one for you. It's kind of like the novelty, kind of like using Ronaldinho is quite fun. It's like using icons are kind of like fun to use because it's that player that you maybe loved as a kid, and that maybe, you know, could be the reason why you love it. At the end of the day, FIFA isn't just about, you know, performing the best, it's about having fun. And maybe you want to use Kaka for fun. Overall rating 8.7 and definitely FUT Champs ready. And overall, I think his card felt like 86 pace, a little bit slower than what his card suggests, 2 points lower. 85 dribbling, which is a lot lower than his card. As I said, his build was a little bit that taller build in games. We didn't feel, you know, really agile like some other players are, like Coman, for example. Shooting was definitely felt, you know, right around that 80 mark. Maybe could be a bit lower, could be a bit higher. Yeah, but I think 80 is fair for him. Just for that reason, I might even recommend him in like the second striker sort of position. Maybe in that cam position, he probably would do a good job, just because passing's insane. Yeah, just because his build, I think he does suit striker still a bit more. Defending 50. Obviously, not really going to defend with Kaka. Passing 88, which is a big boost from his 83 on his card. I think his passing in game, as I said, was really great. Probably the best thing about him for sure. And then his physicality was 79. I've actually played. He's got 67 on cards, so that's another big bonus, which is why I think he would make a good striker, because he can just power through with his dribbling and his pace. He just feels really fast on the ball. He definitely feels fast on the ball than he is off the ball. So if you're going to use him, maybe just let him pick up the ball and then just run through it, maybe use a couple of skill moves. That's probably the best way to use Kaka in game. So yeah, overall I did really enjoy using Kaka in this year's FIFA, but maybe I wouldn't recommend picking him up for the coins unless you do love Kaka. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this player review. Don't forget to tell me which player you'd like to see next, and don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe, and the notification so you can notify my videos go live, and catch you next one.